he is. We get it. We really, really do. But I got to tell you, to see the concessions thrown in his direction by John Mara reminds me of the privileged few that still lives in our society. Everybody ain't getting that kind of treatment. There's a whole bunch of people that would be consummate professionals that would act right and what have you. Tom Brady ain't even getting that kind of treatment from Bill Belichick. Went to 3 straight Super Bowls. Won 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. Bill Belichick wouldn't even give him a multi-year deal. Yeah, you can go ahead and be a free agent at the end of the season if you want to. It's okay. We'll be all right. Prior to that, before he became porn star Jimmy Garoppolo was a backup in New England, starving for his opportunity. Bill Belichick wanted to get rid of Tom Brady just to put Jimmy Garoppolo up in there. You can't make this stuff up. Tom Brady, consummate professional, personification of a company man, saying all the right things, doing all the right things the right way in their eyes, being incredibly appreciative and supportive of the ownership with Mr. Kraft and his son, Jonathan. And still, he's at the mercy of Bill Belichick. Yeah, we'll give you a 1-year deal, basically. But Eli Manning, he just keeps trucking along, able to survive, rather, for an elongated period of time. I got to tell you something. It's a problem. Somebody needs to say something. Somebody needs to be honest about it. We just need to do that. It's just that simple. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Let's go to another subject. Because Andrew Luck is another matter. There's a lot of people out there in complete panic mode. Remember, he missed part of a football season 3 years ago because of a lacerated kidney. Missed all of 2017 because of a torn labrum. Was on suicide watch for years leading up to those injuries because Grigson, the general manager for the Indianapolis Colts at the time, never had the decency to get him an offensive line, and Pagano just wasn't good enough as a coach, even though he's a good man, nice man, wasn't good enough as a coach to really get him away from some of those doldrums. Here's the reality of the situation. As of right now, because of a calf injury sustained in April, supposedly, Andrew Luck has only practiced 3 times since April. No OTAs, no training camp practices. Everybody's looking at him now. They're wondering, they're questioning. Folks are very, very worried about him. I got it. I understand it. I'm not that worried. I wish I could tell you I was that worried, but I'm not. Because I got to tell you something. I believe in Andrew Luck. And I understand that he's been a bit fragile or whatever. Here's what I will remind you of. I got some belief in Andrew Luck's talent, but I damn sure believe in Frank Reich as a coach, and I definitely believe in Chris Ballard as general manager. You see that offensive line he gave Andrew Luck last year? Do y'all know that Andrew Luck, his first season back after missing the entire previous campaign in 2017, do y'all know that Andrew Luck went 5 straight games without suffering 1 sack? This is after the dude was getting sacked above 45 times a year and hit more than 100. This offensive line, led by this dude, Quentin Nelson, monsters. Monsters. They don't play. And they protect their man, Andrew Luck. So you got that going on. Also, T.Y. Hilton's still there last time I checked. You did acquire Devin Funchess in the offseason, who used to be in Carolina. He's a big target. This kid, Paris Campbell, a rookie. Everybody's been raving about this kid out of Ohio State and what a speedster he is and what kind of damage he could ultimately do. That's a plus. You got a familiar tight end in Jack Doyle that's back in the mix after he was injured part of last year. Eric Ebron, we know he can ball. And oh, by the way, Marlon Mack can run the football too because he's got an offensive line that knows how to block. I got news for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. If Andrew Luck is somewhat healthy, the Indianapolis Colts are a Super Bowl contender. I don't give a damn what you saw in the playoffs against Kansas City last year in that storm, in that snowstorm. Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts are a team to be reckoned with. Kansas City is too now, especially even though their defense isn't much to be desired, but they're definitely a team to be reckoned with. Pittsburgh, I'm not ignoring them. I think they're going to have a better year this year than they did last year. We can't ignore the Browns. God forbid we do that with the roster changes and makeover they've had. With OBJ and Nick Chubb still there, and Kareem Hunt coming, and Jarvis Landry still there, and Njoku still there, and that offensive line hell-bent on protecting Baker Mayfield, who's supposed to be the second coming of Joe Montana. If you listen to some of you Cleveland Browns fans out there, oh my God, stop the presses, stop the presses. And then you got to look at the AFC South with Indy, with Houston, with Tennessee, with Jacksonville. It's up for grabs. But I think Indy is right there. So all I'm saying to you is that I believe Andrew Luck is not healthy. I got it. But I believe if he needed to play, he could. And whether he's ready for week 1 or not, I think he'll be ready when it counts. And I'm going to place my faith in him. I'm not going to be as worried about him as other people are. I understand durability is a question mark. I understand his history. I get it. But this is a new day in Indy. And Chris Ballard thus far has done a hell of a job. And I would tell you, I really, really believe Indianapolis could make some noise. Everything starts and finishes with Andrew Luck. I know that. But I'm just telling you, I think they got a chance. Man threw for over 4,500 yards last year. Second in the league with 39 touchdowns. I believe in Andrew Luck. I really, really do. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to Stephen A. ESPN Radio, ESPN News. In regards to the Jay-Z collaboration with the National Football League, I will tell you that I'm not as skeptical about it as most, at least on the part of Jay-Z. I think that Jay-Z is going to use the muscular arms of the National Football League to implement change as it pertains to their approach towards social justice issues and beyond. I definitely think that the NFL is co-opting the issue to some degree, covering their own you-know-what. I got it, but it's still smart business on their part. Here's the only thing that I would say. That, combined with even the president of the United States saying he has no problem with Colin Kaepernick playing in the National Football League so long as he can still play. What's the problem with Colin Kaepernick getting a tryout with an NFL team? Want me to tell you what the answer is, ladies and gentlemen? You want me to tell you what the problem is? You all are the problem. It's y'all. Because y'all have given the impression to the American public, to NFL teams, that you will not support their brand if they were to give Colin Kaepernick a tryout or have him on their roster. You won't patronize their product. Individual owners will lose money. And their attitude is that Colin Kaepernick isn't worth it. That's what's going on here. We all know what time it is. We know what you're doing. So it's going to be real interesting to see whether or not that's something that Jay-Z is going to try to implement and whether or not he's going to challenge the owners to at least give a tryout to Colin Kaepernick. I promise you it'll be covered. We'll see. We'll know. But we all know it's not going to happen. Because the NFL is not going to put themselves in a position where they believe their bottom line is remotely jeopardized. I hope I'm wrong. But I think it's safe to say the career of Colin Kaepernick is over. That's just my thought. What's yours? 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. That was Straight Talk Wireless. Everything for less. Only at Walmart. By the way, do you have frequent heartburn? Like the kind where you have antacids stashed everywhere in case it pops up? You know what I mean. You keep some in your bag or your desk or your car or your nightstand. You have those chalky tablets ready for whenever and wherever heartburn strikes. Well, listen up. There's an easier way to deal with your heartburn. That's Prilosec OTC. Just one pill a day will last a full 24 hours with zero heartburn. So kick your antacid habit. It's possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Your radio, your computer, your phone. Or just tell your smart speaker to play ESPN Radio.
Now playing ESPN Radio.
Take ESPN everywhere.